D60, Shashtiamsha principles, Sarpa Sarpa, meaning serpent, symbolizes hidden power, deep instinct, transformation, secrecy, and the coiled forces lying dormant within. In the D60 chart, Sarpa indicates a karmic engagement with the unseen dimensions of life, those forces that work silently beneath the surface, whether they be psychological, emotional, or situational. Individuals with planets placed in the Sarpa segment are called to master the arts of secrecy, strategy, inner alchemy, and cautious, deliberate transformation. The nature of Sarpa imparts qualities of cunning intelligence, strategic patience, deep emotional intensity, and the ability to work effectively behind the scenes. These individuals often move carefully and precisely, sensing that not everything can or should be revealed at once. They have an intrinsic understanding of timing, subtlety, and the power of concealment. Rather than confronting life's challenges openly, they prefer to navigate through hidden channels, gaining strength through observation, patience, and tactical maneuvering. Talent-wise, Sarpa natives excel in fields that require research, investigation, healing, transformation, and secrecy. They may be drawn toward roles as psychologists, detectives, healers, surgeons, researchers, military strategists, occultists, or diplomats. Their ability to access hidden information, whether within the human psyche or within systems, gives them an extraordinary advantage in uncovering truths, solving problems, and orchestrating change without overt disruption. They often possess magnetic, sometimes hypnotic, influence over others. Professionally, individuals influenced by Sarpa are suited to careers where depth, secrecy, or complex transformation is required. Fields such as intelligence services, forensic science, psychotherapy, occult sciences, strategic planning, and medical surgery resonate with their nature. They may also excel in roles that require navigating crises silently and skillfully, acting as silent protectors, healers, or master strategists behind the visible facade of action. Challenges for Sarpa natives include the risk of mistrust, paranoia, or excessive secrecy. Their instinct for concealment, if unchecked, can lead to isolation, suspicion, or manipulation. They may find it difficult to open up emotionally, even to those closest to them, resulting in strained relationships. Additionally, their ability to wield hidden power can sometimes tempt them into using it for selfish or retaliatory purposes. Learning to balance transparency with strategy and to trust wisely without abandoning discernment is crucial for their growth. The archetypal resonance of Sarpa aligns with the Shadow and Transformer archetypes. Mythologically, it evokes the Nagas of Indian lore, serpentine beings who guard treasures and secret knowledge, or the snake energy in other traditions, symbolizing rebirth, wisdom, and primal instinct. Psychologically, Sarpa represents the hidden unconscious forces within, the raw, transformative energies that, when awakened and directed wisely, lead to profound personal evolution. At their highest expression, Sarpa natives become masters of deep change, protectors of sacred knowledge, and silent catalysts of transformation. They teach that true power lies not in loud action, but in strategic awareness, not in impulsive reaction, but in deliberate evolution. Their soul's journey is to transmute the hidden forces within and around them, shedding old skins to reveal ever deeper layers of strength, wisdom, and subtle mastery. D60, Shashtiamsha principles, Amrita, meaning nectar of immortality, symbolizes vitality, healing, renewal, and the essence of divine grace. In the D60 chart, Amrita represents the soul's profound connection to the forces of life, rejuvenation, and eternal hope. Individuals with planets placed in the Amrita segment are bearers of life-affirming energy, called to nurture, heal, inspire, and bring light into spaces touched by suffering or exhaustion. The nature of Amrita imparts qualities of compassion, resilience, creativity, and a boundless optimism that sees possibility even in adversity. These individuals often possess an innate healing presence, whether through their words, actions, art, or silent support. They instinctively move toward renewal, seeking to restore what has been broken, to comfort what has been wounded, and to rekindle vitality wherever it fades. Their emotional and spiritual constitution tends to be robust, allowing them to weather storms with grace and to help others do the same. Talent-wise, Amrita natives shine in fields where healing, nurturing, rejuvenation, or inspiration are central. They excel as doctors, nurses, therapists, counselors, teachers, artists, musicians, or spiritual guides. Whether through medicine, art, education, or emotional support, they transmit a rare essence, one that refreshes, uplifts, and gives renewed hope to individuals and communities alike. Their touch, literal or metaphorical, often brings about tangible healing and restoration. Professionally, individuals influenced by Amrita find their calling in roles connected to wellness, caregiving, creativity, nourishment, and emotional renewal. They may gravitate toward healthcare, holistic healing, hospitality, education, culinary arts, or spiritual leadership. Any profession where they can infuse environments with vitality and inspire rejuvenation resonates deeply with their inner blueprint. They thrive when they are allowed to pour life into others and witness the blossoming of well-being as a result. Challenges for Amrita natives include the risk of emotional overextension, naivety, or losing themselves in the service of others. Their immense generosity can sometimes attract those who exploit their kindness, leaving them drained or disillusioned. There is also the danger of expecting ideal conditions everywhere and becoming disheartened when confronted by the harshness of reality. Learning to balance giving with receiving, maintaining boundaries, and preserving their own well-being is crucial for their sustainability. The archetypal resonance of Amrita aligns with the healer and eternal child archetypes. Mythologically, it connects to the celestial nectar obtained during the churning of the cosmic ocean, bestowing immortality and healing to the gods. Psychologically, Amrita represents the indestructible spark within, the soul's undying hope, compassion, and ability to renew itself and others despite any trials. At their highest expression, Amrita natives embody the divine power of regeneration. They teach that healing is not only a process of mending wounds, but also of restoring faith in life itself. Their journey is to act as vessels of vitality and compassion, continually reminding the world that even amidst darkness and decay, the nectar of renewal always flows, waiting to awaken life, joy, and endless possibility anew. D60, Shashtiamsha principles, Indu, meaning moon or drop of nectar, symbolizes emotional nourishment, soothing influence, rhythmic wisdom, and the gentle forces that sustain life through care and receptivity. In the D60 chart, Indu marks a karmic journey centered on cultivating inner peace, emotional intelligence, and the sacred rhythms of nurturing and protection. Individuals with planets placed in the Indu segment are entrusted with the task of embodying gentleness, emotional sensitivity, and a luminous presence that quietly heals and supports others. The nature of Indu imparts qualities of kindness, patience, emotional depth, intuition, and the ability to create environments of safety and comfort. These individuals naturally absorb and reflect the emotional needs of those around them, often offering warmth, understanding, and a non-judgmental presence. Like the phases of the moon, their lives move through emotional cycles, and they learn to honor the flow of change with grace rather than resistance. Their sensitivity is not a weakness, but a finely tuned instrument for emotional connection and healing. Talent-wise, Indu natives excel in professions that involve nurturing, emotional support, creativity, and hospitality. They may be drawn to roles as caregivers, counselors, nurses, teachers, artists, or spiritual guides. Their ability to intuitively sense what others need allows them to offer the right kind of care or inspiration at the right time. Whether through a comforting word, a beautiful piece of art, or a steady emotional presence, they have a rare ability to nourish the hearts and souls of others. Professionally, individuals influenced by Indu find fulfillment in careers linked to emotional well-being, caregiving, homemaking, education, hospitality, or the arts. They thrive in environments where empathy, intuition, and emotional wisdom are valued and can transform even harsh circumstances into sanctuaries of comfort and hope. Their work often involves creating emotional safe spaces, whether literal homes, classrooms, healing centers, or metaphorical shelters through their words and actions. Challenges for Indu natives include emotional vulnerability, moodiness, or becoming overly entangled in the emotional lives of others. Their giving nature can lead them to neglect their own needs, becoming emotionally depleted without realizing it. They may also struggle with setting healthy boundaries, especially when confronted with the pain or demands of others. Learning to nurture themselves with the same tenderness they offer to others is essential for maintaining their emotional strength and vitality. The archetypal resonance of Indu aligns with the caregiver and inner child archetypes. Mythologically, it mirrors the nurturing aspects of the moon goddesses, figures like Chandra, Selene, or Diana, who embody calm, healing, and protection. Psychologically, Indu symbolizes the soft, sustaining force within us that honors the need for emotional renewal, gentle rhythms, and unconditional acceptance. At their highest expression, Indu natives embody the quiet, powerful grace of the moon. They teach that true strength lies in gentleness, that the ability to nurture and sustain is as vital as any bold action, and that honoring the sacred rhythms of emotional life is key to real fulfillment. Their soul's path is to shine as a soothing beacon through life's darkness, offering the gift of calm, hope, and quiet resilience to a world often starved for emotional sustenance. D60, Shashtiamsha principles, Mridu Mridu, meaning tender or soft, symbolizes gentleness, harmony, compassion, and the power of patience and mildness. In the D60 chart, Mridu represents a karmic theme where the soul evolves through kindness, diplomacy, peacefulness, and the capacity to soothe conflicts rather than ignite them. Individuals with planets placed in the Mridu segment are called to express strength through softness, using empathy, grace, and gentle wisdom to shape their destiny and impact the lives of others. The nature of Mridu imparts qualities of diplomacy, patience, aesthetic sensitivity, emotional grace, and an instinctive desire to preserve harmony. These individuals often act as natural mediators, preferring resolution over confrontation and calm persistence over forceful assertion. They understand that not all victories are won through aggression. Many are achieved by nurturing trust, building alliances, and approaching situations with kindness and tact. Their inner world values beauty, balance, and the subtler joys of life. Talent-wise, Mridu natives shine in fields that require diplomacy, caregiving, creativity, aesthetic judgment, or social harmony. They often excel as counselors, negotiators, teachers, artists, designers, human resource managers, or healers. Their ability to listen, empathize, and find common ground makes them indispensable in settings where cooperation, healing, and artistic refinement are needed. They often possess an innate sense of timing, knowing when to act, when to yield, and when to simply allow things to unfold naturally. Professionally, individuals influenced by Mridu are suited for careers that involve nurturing relationships, creating beauty, healing emotional wounds, or promoting peace. They thrive in roles that involve peacemaking, social services, artistic creation, diplomacy, or even hospitality and wellness industries. Their presence often elevates environments, making them more refined, welcoming, and emotionally safe for others. Challenges for Mridu natives include the risk of being too passive, overly accommodating, or reluctant to engage in necessary conflict. Their aversion to disharmony can sometimes lead them to suppress their own needs or delay important decisions. They may also struggle in highly competitive or aggressive environments, feeling overwhelmed or withdrawing when confronted with hostility. Learning that setting boundaries and asserting oneself can coexist with gentleness is key to their full empowerment. The archetypal resonance of Mridu aligns with the peacemaker and innocent archetypes. Mythologically, it is akin to figures like Lakshmi in her soft, gracious aspect, radiating beauty and abundance through serenity, or to figures like Persephone before her descent, embodying the pure, gentle forces of life. Psychologically, Mridu symbolizes the inner voice that values kindness, seeks harmony, and believes in the quiet but profound strength of goodness. At their highest expression, Mridu natives become living embodiments of the wisdom that true power does not always shout, it often whispers. They teach that tenderness is not weakness, but a transformative force capable of mending divisions, healing pain, and inspiring lasting peace. Their soul's path is to soften the hard edges of the world, to foster beauty and reconciliation, and to remind all that even in a world often dominated by noise and force, the gentle touch can change everything. D60, Shashtiamsha principles, Komala Komala meaning delicate or soft, symbolizes refinement, sensitivity, subtle beauty, and a fragile yet profound inner strength. In the D60 chart, Komala signifies a karmic emphasis on developing grace, artistic sensitivity, emotional receptivity, and the quiet power that comes from nurturing the finer aspects of life. Individuals with planets placed in the Komala segment are often tuned to life's subtleties, responding deeply to beauty, kindness, and the unspoken emotional currents around them. The nature of Komala imparts qualities of tenderness, aesthetic refinement, emotional vulnerability, creativity, and a heightened sensitivity to both pleasure and pain. These individuals often exhibit a gentle, understated elegance and prefer environments that are harmonious, peaceful, and beautiful. Their sensitivity allows them to perceive nuances that others may overlook, whether in relationships, art, or nature, making them natural connoisseurs of life's finer textures. Talent-wise, Komala natives are gifted in fields requiring grace, fine perception, creativity, and emotional intelligence. They excel in artistic pursuits such as painting, poetry, music, dance, design, or healing arts, where sensitivity is a strength rather than a weakness. Their ability to perceive and express subtle emotions makes them effective therapists, counselors, artists, musicians, or caregivers. Wherever delicate handling is needed, whether of emotions, aesthetics, or social dynamics, Komala natives bring extraordinary gifts. Professionally, individuals influenced by Komala are suited for careers involving arts, beauty, care, or emotional healing. Roles in fine arts, classical music, design, special needs education, counseling, animal care, or gentle healing therapies naturally align with their nature. They are at their best when allowed to create environments or experiences that foster emotional safety, beauty, and a sense of quiet sanctuary for themselves and others. Challenges for Komala natives include emotional oversensitivity, fragility in the face of criticism or harshness, and difficulty asserting themselves in competitive or aggressive environments. Their deep emotional attunement can make them easily hurt or overwhelmed, sometimes leading them to retreat from the outer world. There is also the risk of underestimating their own strength, mistaking their delicacy for weakness rather than recognizing it as a unique form of resilience. Building inner emotional boundaries without hardening their innate gentleness is a crucial life lesson. The archetypal resonance of Komala aligns with the gentle maiden or artist archetypes. Mythologically, it evokes images of Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom and arts, or figures like the muse, soft, elusive, and inspiring. Psychologically, Komala represents the sensitive self, the part of the psyche that treasures beauty, seeks emotional harmony, and instinctively protects the fragile, sacred aspects of human experience. At their highest expression, Komala natives remind the world that strength is not always loud or forceful. It can also be soft, nurturing, and quietly transformative. They teach that beauty, compassion, and delicate sensitivity are not mere luxuries, but essential forces that heal, inspire, and civilize the world. Their soul's path is to honor their gentle essence, enrich life through subtle but powerful expressions of beauty and care, and stand as guardians of life's most tender, priceless truths.